Welcome, fellow yogis, to this heart-centered practice. I'm Sherlock, and I'm so grateful to be guiding you through this flow today. As we begin to enter the holiday season, catch-ups and connections with loved ones and others in our lives are commonly inevitable. To help prepare our energetic selves for the abundance of connection, a practice focused on being heart-centered might just be what we're seeking. So, using gentle heart and front body openers and postures to ignite the core, we'll work our way into a deep back bend and intense heart opener, providing the ultimate preparation for meeting others where they are from your very own space of balance, empathy, and love. Let's meet on the mat. We'll begin by taking a short moment to connect the breath to the body and really connect with the heart to set the intention for the practice. So sitting up nice and tall, ground down through the sit bones, lift up through the crown, allow the shoulders to gently fall away from the ears. Maybe bring the hands to the knees, close down the eyes, and just take a nice deep breath into the base of the spine. Feel the pelvic floor, feel the belly, the chest. Take the breath into the collarbone. And as we exhale, allow the body to relax. Shoulder blades melt down the back. Navel draws toward the spine, creating that stability. Just connecting the breath to the body. Slowing down. Beginning to activate our parasympathetic nervous system. And let go of our sympathetic nervous system, that system that keeps us in that fight or flight mode. Bring one hand to the heart now. Allow the breath to fill the lungs. Again, opening up through the collarbone, through the shoulders. Allow the body to relax on the exhale. And as we breathe in, imagine a nice bright white light filling the heart. And as you exhale, that bright white light expands from the heart to the edges of the universe. Breathing in to receive the white light. And breathing out to extend it back into the world. Letting it go. Release the hand back to the knee. Allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Eyes can remain closed. Just observe the body. Notice how it feels. Maybe you feel a little more open, a little less guarded. Gently flutter the eyelids open. Roll over the knees. Come to find child's pose, balasana. So draw the heels to the hips, extend the arms out long. Take an inhale to the base of the spine. Allow it to travel along the back. Exhale, navel draws to spine as we gently spider the fingertips towards the top of the mat. And we draw the hips a little closer towards the heels, so we're feeling a nice stretch through the back line of the body. We're also opening up through the back of the heart and through the armpits. On the next inhale, bring the hands to just under the shoulders. Come into cow pose, lower the belly, lift the chest. Tuck the toes, exhale, sweep the tail to the sky, come to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, slow and meditative, lower the knees to the mat, come back to cow, lift the chin. Exhale, arch the spine, draw the hips to the heels, back to child's pose. Inhale, rise up to the knees, sweep the arms overhead. Standing, kneeling, gentle back bend. Good. Exhale, bringing the arms back down, come back to child's pose. 2 more times, follow the cadence of your own breath as we inhale, rising to cow. Slow and meditative exhale, arch the spine, tuck the toes, come to downward facing dog. Inhale, lower the knees, back to cow, lift the chin, lift the tail. Exhale, draw the hips back to the heels. Inhale, rise to the knees, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, back to child's pose. One last time, inhale, rise to all fours, lift the chin, lift the tail, cow. Exhale, tucking the toes, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the tops of the toes, lower the knees, lower the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, arching the spine, rounding back to Balasana. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, rise up to the knees. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward, Balasana, child's pose. Gently rest the forehead on the mat. Maybe rock it a little bit from side to side. Nice little massage for the forehead. Maybe you're getting a nice massage through the front line of the shins and the ankles. Rise to all fours, wave the body forward. Maybe you need to step the knees back just a little bit. Lower the belly to the mat, come into Bhujangasana, cobra pose. So draw the elbows to the side body. We're going to lift up and out of the low spine. So find extension through the spine, push through the tops of the feet. Lift the chest, lift the chin. Coming into cobra. Inhale, find length through the spine. Exhale, navel draws to spine. One more. Full breath here. Allow the breath to rise from the base. And as you exhale, lower the belly back to the mat. And draw the right cheek to rest on the earth. Bring the fingertips to just underneath the shoulder blades. Press through the palms. Lift up the thighs. Come into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Shoulder blades melt down the back. Thighs are away from the mat. Nice and strong. Just take one more full breath here as we open up through the chest. Gaze is up, jawline is back. Beautiful. Tuck the toes, sweep the tail to the sky, come to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg to the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest, step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, frame the face, rise into a low lunge, so Anjayanasana. I'm just breathing into the left hip flexor. Inhale, we're going to find extension through the spine as we engage the core. Exhale, navel draws to spine. Maybe there's a slight back bend. Inhale, breath rises. Exhale, navel draws to spine. One more full breath. Frame the front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg to the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhale, draw the knee to the chest. Step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, frame the face, rise into Anjayanasana. Breathing into that right hip flexor. So you're feeling a nice stretch through the right quadricep. Inhale, find length through the spine, nice and strong. Exhale, navel draws to spine. Shoulder blades melt down the back. Thumbs point back, fingertips are spread wide. One more full breath here. Tuck the tail toward the earth. Inhale, allow the breath to rise into the collarbone. Exhale, navel draws to spine. Frame the front foot, step back. Downward facing dog. Allow the breath to travel along the back body, opening up through the collarbone. Fingertips are spread nice and wide. Internally rotate the elbows toward each other. Notice as the shoulders open, the collarbone opens, and the chest draws toward the thighs. Engage the core, gaze is toward the navel or the back of the mat. Micro-bend the knees, draw the heels toward the mat. Inhale, open the breath through the back of the body. Exhale, allow the body to soften. Inhale, wave the body forward just slightly, allow the knees to come to the mat. Weave the right arm underneath the left, bring the right shoulder to the mat. Good, we're just coming in to thread the needle. You can tent the fingertips just at the top of the mat and bring that left arm into a little bit of a right angle. So we're feeling a nice stretch through the right shoulder, but with our fingers tented, we're also getting a little bit of a twist as we open the left shoulder toward the sky. Breathe in, allow the breath to twist, to move through the twist. My words are all jumbled today. Breathe out. Find stability through the core. Push into the left palm. Come back to a neutral spine. Wrists are underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. Bring the left arm underneath the right and allow the left shoulder to release to the earth. Tent the right fingertips. Make a little bit of a right angle with that right elbow. Breathing into the gentle stretch through the left shoulder. Nice opening through the right. Breathing up into the sky. Inhale, allow the breath to move through the twist into the opening of the collarbone. Exhale, navel draws toward the spine as you create a little more stability and a little more strength. Push through the palm of the right hand. Come back to that neutral tabletop position. Tuck the toes and draw the hips back to the heels. We've got a little bit of an option here to come into Ustrasana camel pose two alternative ways. The first way is sitting here in a semi-hero pose because our toes are tucked. So we're getting that nice stretch through the soles of our feet. Grasp hold of the heels. Just make sure that your knees and feet are hips width apart. Grasp hold of the heels. Engage the quadriceps, lift up through the hips and lift the chest toward the sky. So you come into Ustrasana from a kneeling position. If you want to use the second option, coming back down, rising up onto the knees, bring the palms of the hands to the low back. Fingertips are pointing down, lift up through the chest. Engage the core, engage the quadriceps, lean back. And as we lean back, release one hand to the back heel, release the other, lift the chest. Good. Gaze is up, jawline is back. We're making sure that we're maintaining the integrity in our cervical spine, so we're not allowing the head and neck to hang here. We're also building strength and muscles in the front of our neck. So inhale, breathe into and open the front line of the body. Open up through the chest, through the heart space. Exhale, maintain that engaged core as you draw the navel toward the spine. Breathing into our heart opening. One more full breath here. Option 2, bring the hands to the low back and engage the front of the body. So engage the core, engage the quadriceps and lift yourself up to kneeling. If you'd like to hinge at the hips and allow the hips to release back to the heels, just come back to that hero's pose. Bring the palms to a neutral tabletop position, and we'll gently twist into the spine. So press into the right palm, engage that right shoulder, lift the left arm to the sky. Just open up through the left shoulder here, very briefly. Beautiful. Exhale, release the hand back to the mat. Shift the weight into the left palm, engage the left shoulder blade, sweep the right arm to the sky. Nice and strong. Opening up through the right shoulder. Exhale, release the right arm to the mat. Draw the hips to the heels. Come back to Balasana. Forehead can come to the mat. Allow the breath to rise from the base of the spine along the back body. And exhale, navel draws to spine as the body softens. Gently walk the hands towards the right side of the mat, opening up through the left side of the body. As you inhale, notice as the breath opens, the side of the body opens through the rib cage, through the armpit. Exhale allows the body to soften, release, and let go. Gently walk the fingertips back toward the center. Keep on going, walking them over to the left, opening up through the right side of the body. Take the inhale. Feel the base of the spine. Notice and witness as the breath opens up through the side of the body, opening through the right side rib cage, opening through the right armpit. Exhale, the body softens. You surrender a little further into that opening. Inhale, gently walk the hands back to center. Push through the palms, rise up to all fours. Tuck the toes, sweep the tail to the sky, downward facing dog. Sweep the right leg to the sky, three-legged down dog. Wave the body forward, bring the right leg to the rear of the right wrist. Send the back leg towards the middle of the mat. Square off the hips. Lift up through the spine, creating space. Exhale, hinge at the hips, gently walk the hands forward. Maybe you come to your elbows. Maybe you can walk the fingertips out a little further and bring the forehead to the mat. I'm coming into Ekapada Rajattanasana, our pigeon pose. So we're just breathing into the storehouse of our memories. Activating the parasympathetic nervous system with our forward bend. And letting the body know that it's okay to surrender. It's okay to let go. Two more full breaths here. As you inhale, gently walk the hands back toward the knee. Press into the palms, tuck the back toe. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg to the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhale, come up onto the back toes. Sweep the left knee to meet the left wrist. Send the right leg out toward the back and middle of the mat. Square off the hips. Maybe you notice that it feels a little different on this side as you inhale and find length through the spine. Exhale, gently walk the fingertips forward. Come to rest on the elbows. Maybe you go a little further and allow the forehead to meet the mat. Again, just breathing into the left glute. Reminding our body that it's okay to surrender, it's okay to allow whatever is stored here to come up. It's okay to let that go as well. We're finding space for ourselves here with the inhale. And giving ourselves permission to let go and surrender on the exhale. One more full breath here. Gently walk the hands back toward the shin. Shift the weight onto the left side of the mat. Sweep the right leg around. Send the feet to the top of the mat. We're coming to Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. So as we inhale, we find length through the spine. Maybe there's a micro bend in the knees to give you a little more space. There's a slight engagement of the toes. So we're flexing the toes toward the body. Inhale, create space, extend through the spine, lift up through the crown. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, come into our seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, maintain the integrity of the spine as we come into this forward bend. As we exhale, again we notice as the body softens and we allow our body to surrender and soften with each exhale. Inhale, find space. Exhale, soften and maybe release a little further into the fold. Coming into our calming postures. Beautiful. One more full breath here. Inhale, gently walk the hands, engage the core, come back to a seated position. Scooch forward just a little bit. And so we bring our back to the mat and we come to find Shavasana. Now you can bring the soles of the feet to the edges of the mat and allow the knees to fall toward each other. And you can remain here for your Shavasana. Or if you like to go into a traditional corpse pose, send the legs out long, about hips width apart, maybe out towards the sides of the mat. Allow the feet to fall to the sides of the mat. Gently tuck the shoulder blades underneath the chest. There's a gentle tilt of the chin away from the chest, allowing for the natural curve of the spine. Let go of any tension in the jaw. Allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. And release any furrow from the brow. Witness as the breath returns to its natural rhythm. And as you come into Shavasana, imagine that brilliant white light entering the heart. And on the exhale, find the empathy and generosity to extend that bright, brilliant white light to the edges of the universe, touching and fulfilling those connections anywhere in the world. If you have a little more time, I encourage you to pause the video here and just remain in Shavasana for as long as you can. However, if you need to exit and move on with your day, just bring your awareness back to the breath. It's peaceful inflow through the nasal passage and the calming outflow. Begin to find some movement in your fingers and your toes. And gently rock the head and neck from side to side. Roll to your most comfortable side and just observe very briefly. Push through your free palm. Come to find a comfortable seat. Eyes can remain closed. Just drawing our intention toward the heart space. Remembering that at any point throughout this holiday season, if we need to recharge, or if you're not in the holiday season, you're doing this practice at any time of the year, and you need to recharge for connecting with others, you can always come back to this practice. I hope you take with you from this practice an open heart and the vision of empathy. Take an inhale, sweep the arms overhead, bring the palms to meet. Allow them to fall to heart center. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for your practice today. Thank yourself for coming to the mat. I do hope that throughout the next couple of months you'll be able to use this practice at any point in time to kind of recharge. You know, we go through our days and we're constantly giving and releasing our energy out into the world. And it's kind of like if you want to picture it like a video game where we have a life bar and it's constantly being depleted. We need to always return to ourselves to reconnect and find that energy so that we can boost that lifeline and be there for others. If you found value in this video and this practice, please hit the like button. Leave me a comment. I love to hear how you're going and how you're enjoying the practices, and if there's anything that you might like me to visit for a practice, pop it in the comments. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the little bell so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. And as always, keep making magic in this world from your space at your own pace. Namaste.